Boom. Alright, what's up you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be talking Bitcoin and Bitcoin miners. You guys, crypto markets, as you all know by now, had a crazy weekend. The most volatility that we've seen in a very, very long time. So it only makes sense that that volatility is translating to Bitcoin miners as we kick off a new trading week in the equity markets. And it also only makes sense that that volatility will persist. The question is obviously, though, which way are we heading? Are we going up or down? Are we going to see a bounce followed by a reversal to more upside, or are we going to see more carnage ahead and a continuation to the downside? Okay, so I'll do my best to rationalize my thoughts on why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking once we dive into the charts here. In front of us is TradingView, where we'll cover the following names today in this order, going down the watch list. Kicking it off, of course, with Bitcoin. If we're talking Bitcoin miners, we got to kick it off with the king, obviously, because the price action of Bitcoin will heavily determine the price action of Bitcoin miners. The first of which we are covering today is going to be the OG Riot Blockchain, then move on to Miss Mara or Marathon Digital Holdings, and then we'll close it out with BITF or Bitfarms. Okay, so those are the names we're going to be discussing, you guys, keeping it short and sweet. Just want to let you guys know right off the bat, these markets are choppy. Winter is here, you guys. And as we've been saying for the past few weeks now, the holiday season is historically volatile. It's historically good times for growth sectors of the market, like crypto, like biotechs, like EVs. But in the wake of greater volatility, we are, as you guys have all experienced over the past week or so, definitely seeing a lot of plays that we like around here, and we talk about a lot on the channel here, get shaken out. So I just want to let you guys know that my bullish sentiment from a fundamental perspective around all the names that we cover here on the channel remains unchanged. I'm still bullish on these from a long-term time horizon perspective, but the short term is very edgy right now, you guys. It's pretty sus. There's a lot of emotion involved in the markets right now. So, little PSA, just want you guys to stay on your toes, stay safe out there, and just get that stomach strong, okay? So, excuse me, before we do dive into the charts, I will ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today, or hey, if you're bullish on these, give the video a like. That may be a little disappointing to you as we go through the video, at least when it comes to my perspective on these things. But let me know in the comments down below if you're bullish or bearish on Bitcoin and Bitcoin miners at this point in time, and let me know why. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, want to catch more content like this. And of course, if you want to know how I'm trading the following, how I'm trading not only Bitcoin, but Ether, Mana, Sand, all the metaverse plays, as well as every stock position, share position, call position in my entire personal portfolio. That's the first link down below. On top of that, every daily update of my personal portfolio. You also get a daily email newsletter of me rationalizing my trades, telling you guys why I'm trading the way I'm trading, and also throwing in some real-time charts as well, just giving you guys my thoughts on the markets on a day-to-day basis in a more timely manner than these videos, because I know for a lot of you these come out later. I live in Hawaii, sorry, it's a little tough. Okay, so $15 a month, $40 every 3 months. First link down below means a lot if you guys check that out. If not, no worries as always. And also holiday 50, if you guys want $50 off, 50% off the Waves exclusive Discord channel. This isn't just for me, guys. This is access to the strongest community in the game, the strongest fam in the game. That's the Waves fam. So this discount code is probably only going to be live for the next week or so. I'll say until Christmas. Until Christmas, this will be live. And yeah, probably obviously won't do it until next holiday season. So holiday 50 for 50% off if you guys are interested in that. Also, if not, no worries at all, you guys. I do feel that these products are truly worth it, but it's always up to you. Okay, so I do appreciate you watching right here, right now, regardless. Let's talk about Bitcoin, and then we will, as stated, move on to miners. Okay, so Bitcoin, at the time of recording, it's Monday afternoon at the time of recording, looking strong. We're seeing a beautiful bounce right now. Let's zoom in, and then we'll kind of work our way out on the charts. Okay, so 4-hour candles coming out of the weekend again, you guys. Let's take a look at this price range. What quick? Okay, so price range from this peak here. Oh man, this is nuts. So to the candle, I can't even see it because that sell volume bar is so low. So little flash liquidity crisis, you guys. Flash crash, as we call them in the game. If you guys have been in the crypto markets, if you guys have been involved in this realm for a decent amount of time, this will never not shake you up. I mean, you see this, you see a lot of your holdings, you refresh your wallet accounts, and you see, I mean, 30% shaved off of your crypto net worth. That stinks. That will never not sting, no matter how many of these you experience. So definitely do not feel like you're alone if this made your tummy a little sore. But again, you guys, we saw that eating back up so quick. So Bitcoin, a $1 trillion+ asset at the time. I mean, up here at least, $1 trillion asset. It is insane to see a $1 trillion asset dump like 30%. And again, if you guys look into this, if you guys look at all the on-chain metrics and whatnot, kind of the more like analytical side of things, there's a lot of great people, a lot of great content creators you guys can watch out there. I'm not going to get into that. We just covered technicals and take a look at the charts, as you guys know. But pretty much there's just so many individuals who have obviously been over leveraged and are trading on margin. Over leverage is the best way to sum it up. Okay, so a lot of people trading 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 50 to 1 leverage. Once you drop 5%, you got to liquidate your entire position. So that's why this is a liquidity crisis. There was, there just a surplus. You see all that sell volume. So regardless of why we dumped, it's the same reason we dump almost every other time we see a flash crash like this. Over leveraged individuals who are irresponsibly trading and to have to liquidate their positions. But regardless, once again, that's those sell orders. We're eating back up pretty quickly. Okay, which is a good sign. We leveled out right around here at about 46.5 after dipping all the way to $42,000. And right now we are kind of bouncing sideways on the range that I've had drawn over here. My actual bottom target and what we've been calling for the past couple of weeks now, ever since we've been in this corrective territory. Honestly, since we broke this ascending channel, it seemed pretty clear to me that would probably base out in this range from $48K to about $52,000, which is the range we're currently trading in. Okay, so again, when it comes to the short term, seeing a nice bounce, working our way up. And it does make sense that we will trade in this range. Again, you guys, the long-term fundamentals. Inflation still running hot. The Fed is claiming that they want to raise rates, etc., etc. And that will happen. That will 100% be happening over time, but that will not make a direct impact on the markets right now. But also keep in mind, the market is a futures market. So it's just, again, there's a lot of psychology, a lot of emotion at play, which... again, you guys, just by the way I'm speaking, and I want to make this very clear as we move through the video, I'm not extremely confident about pretty much anything right now. And the market, again, when there's so much emotion, it's hard to stay rational. But again, just with the most rational lens I can have on, I will convey to you guys. Okay. So anyway, this area right here, again, multiple tops over here acted as a significant ceiling for Bitcoin. Previous ceiling becomes new floors. We're currently jumping around that, or just kind of dancing around this floor area. And I do think it's likely that we will trade in this sideways region from 48.5 to about 52.5. For the near future, maybe bull case, we come up at the very least to test previous resistance on the downtrend. Touch point here from Bitcoin's all-time high, 69K. Touch points. We spent a lot of time dancing around here, you guys, and ultimately we're not able to make it above that. Just for future reference, this is a red flag. If we're spending so much time sideways, spending so much time breaking resistance, falling back below resistance, breaking it again, there's a lot of hesitance following a break of resistance. That's a very, very obvious break of resistance. Every trader on the planet was looking at this line of resistance. So there was evidently hesitance based on the fact that we didn't break and immediately go to the see more upside and a continuation of the rally. And obviously that was followed by a massive sell-off, okay? So, I do think it's very possible, and I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if we see a move up to like 52.7, 52.75, 53K, just to test this line of resistance right here. If we see a real rip up in the short term, that could take us to $54,000 because this is a very, very steep line of resistance on this downtrend right here. So if we see it in the next half day or so, that could take us to 54K. If this comes to the top of my range, we'll also kind of organically climbing up here, seeing some sideways upside price action. December 9th, that could take us to about $53,000. But in all honesty, you guys, I can't flip even kind of bullish on Bitcoin until we see a break of this line of resistance, a very clean break. If I'm being honest, I won't even consider, and again, you guys, it's crypto, there's emotion. Again, you guys, right now, we could just rip, we could break through all these levels right here and just be back to the races before New Year's, right? But again, rationally, I cannot be even slightly bullish on Bitcoin in the short-term on the short-term time horizons unless we break this line of resistance very clean. And I will say that unless as long as we're below $56,000 on the daily candles, I want to see a daily candle close above $56,000 to even consider being bullish. And if I'm being honest, I want to see a break of like $59,000 to actually be convinced that we are going to actually hit, like, we're back to the races and new all-time highs are on the horizon there. Okay, so also, I was just talking about this in the Sunday Stock Watch yesterday. It's never a good sign. And you guys, we're spending a lot of time on Bitcoin right now, but again, the price of miners is going to be so heavily reliant on the price action of Bitcoin. So, I mean, it only makes sense to spend the majority of our time on Bitcoin, and then I'll kind of just breeze through the miners and give you guys my general thoughts on what I think will go down in terms of miners. Okay, but obviously, you guys, if Bitcoin goes up, miners are probably going to go up. If Bitcoin goes down, miners are probably going to go down. Obviously, that is going to be the price action for miners is just an amplified. Pretty much an amplified version of what goes down in Bitcoin, okay? So, lastly, with Bitcoin, I never like seeing this. And again, you guys, many of you know, but if you don't, I don't blame you at all. I built my career pretty much playing these hyper growth cycles, these hype markets, these FOMO rallies, these, again, we play hyper growth sectors. The Waves fam, we like those hyper growth revolutionary sectors of the market. They're exciting fundamentally, but they also provide amazing returns. Granted, you are capable of trading them correctly, okay, swinging them correctly. And I never like seeing this. Especially in a macroeconomic environment where everything's so uncertain. Again, you guys, I said this in the Sunday. I can't remember what I said yesterday and in the last video on Friday. Sorry, but Omicron. I'll just say right now, the Omicron variant I think is no news. It's not the variant itself. Again, more contagious, less deadly. That's the nature of viruses. That's the nature of how viruses evolve. Okay, become less deadly and more spreadable. That's kind of like life, right? Anyway. I think that the variant itself is no news. I think that it's news in the sense that it'll affect the markets because it matters because it affects the markets as investors expect it will. Like, all these investors are trying to predict how it will affect the markets, and they're kind of scaring themselves into this weird loop of thinking that it'll affect the markets, and then other investors will think that, and then selling, and you guys get the point there. Again, it all wraps back to the weird psychology that's at play in the markets right now. But the main thing is investors are not feeling confident right now, and that's very evident not only in the equity markets but the crypto markets, and that's why we're seeing so much damn volatility. Anyway, do not like seeing a huge sell-off followed by a bounce, dead cat bounce, followed by sideways price action. The sideways price action is scaring me, and again, we are seeing a nice bounce here. This is reassuring, but you guys, I would say like 75 to 80% of the times you see this, a big, again, 30% move to the downside in an asset like Bitcoin, the king of the crypto markets. When you see sell candles like this, that obviously, again, that you can cut the fear in the air with a knife. That is radiating fear. That is radiating pessimism in the markets. When you see that, followed by the dead cat, again, got eaten up pretty quickly with buy orders, long-term holders, maybe some institutions are jumping in, but honestly, I doubt it. I think there's a lot of retail here because volume is looking good, but volume's still not like staggeringly good. So, again, big move down, followed by dead cat, followed by sideways price action is almost always followed by another move to the downside. But again, that has been actually disproven during this crypto bull market. So, again, I just want to let you guys know that. I would say 85 to 90% of the times you see a sell-off like this, followed by a bounce, followed by sideways price action, like kind of a capitulation phase in the short term, is, in my experience, just ballpark 85, once again, 85 to 90% of the time, followed by another big move to the downside. So this just worries me. Again, we're still in a very textbook downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, below short-term resistance on the current downtrend. And yeah, you guys, it's no fun to be bearish. I'm sorry, fun to be bullish. No fun to be bearish, but always a bull market somewhere, you guys. Just again, do your best to stay level-headed and keep that tummy strong for the volatility that could lie ahead. But hey, again, it's crypto. We could see more upside. That's Bitcoin. Let's breeze through these miners because that's kind of the gist of what I want to tell you guys. Again, miners, whatever goes down with Bitcoin is going to be more amplified. It's just the price action is going to be the pretty much the same, but a more amplified version, okay? So, Riot not looking good at all from a technical perspective. Very obviously, all the miners are looking trash from a technical perspective. That's just the objective truth. Very, very textbook series of lower highs and lower lows from Riot. I mean, Riot was looking so strong, had so much potential, got all the way up to $45. Like we were thinking Riot was going to have that comeback, but unfortunately in the wake of greater market volatility, not only once again in Bitcoin but the equity markets, Riot, Mara, Bitfarms have had a terrible past couple of weeks. Okay, so series of lower highs and lower lows. I'm sorry, the bull case for Riot is going to be the test, kind of similar to Bitcoin, the line of resistance on the current downtrend. I mean, staggering correction here. Series of lower highs, lower lows. It makes sense that we could come. I mean, where is this guy? So December 10th is the end of this trading week. Best case scenario, see a strong bounce fall, fall hard, bounce hard. I do think it's likely we could bounce up here to test the line of resistance on this downtrend. Again, best case scenario by the end of this trading week, December 10th, that would take us up to about 37.50. Obviously, you guys, if you're trying to trade this, I would say sell $36.50, $37 because everyone's looking at this trend line. So that's just, again, just try to be one step ahead as best you can, at least. If you're trading, I'm not trading these right now personally. I'm kind of stepped back. I'm kind of on the sidelines when it comes to miners. The reason I'm covering right now, I know a lot of you guys want to see it, so I'll make it for you guys. But just want to let you guys know, again, money's where my mouth is, and right now I'm very hesitant on Bitcoin miners because I'm hesitant on Bitcoin. Okay, so again, best case scenario, bull case scenario is we test the line of resistance here. Wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, but because Bitcoin is still looking a little sketchy, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin miners see more sideways price action and potentially more downside. So right now, Riot is at a very significant level. Like in terms of kind of the bright side of the downside, Riot is at a very, very strong level of support. That reason, or the reasoning behind that, is because we are currently sitting pretty much close the day almost exactly on Riot's initial high all the way back in January of 2021 after that first parabolic rally we saw. The high there was 27.30. We're currently at like $28. And this morning, again, dip below that. I think Riot at the beginning of the day was down like 12%, Maro down 10%, whatever. These guys kicked off the morning on a very rough note, but did make a comeback over the course of the day, which does show some optimism and more optimism for that bounce. Again, Bitcoin looking decent right out of the crypto markets, making somewhat of a comeback, which does give me hope in the short term for a bounce. But again, you guys, in terms of do I think we'll close out the year of 2022 on a good note, still very hesitant. Again, short term, maybe we see a bounce. I think that wouldn't surprise me at all once again. But in terms of more medium term to longer term confirmation, these trend lines need to be broken. So for Riot, bounce up, could see $36 over the next week or so. Do want to see a break of pretty much, in order for me to flip bullish on Riot as we move into 2022, realistically, I would need to see a close above about $41 to break the series of lower highs and lower lows. And at this point, that seems, again, Bitcoin could rip. If Bitcoin starts ripping to new all-time highs, we'll probably see the same thing in Bitcoin miners. But right now, unfortunately, it's just not looking like it, okay? But as far as long-term, like if you guys want to buy and hold these things, and I know it's easy for you to say that, but if you can actually buy and hold these things for 3, 5, 10 years, if you're bullish on the fundamentals of these companies, then I think $28, anything under $30, is an absolute steal for Riot Blockchain, especially following so much panic selling and emotional selling. So right now, personally, that's why I hold. And again, I say I'm not trading these, but I still hold positions in all the stocks that we talk about here on the channel. Even if I think more downside is ahead, I also never short them out of principle. For a stock that I love, Riot Blockchain. For you guys know that's an OG. That's on the Mount Rushmore of Waves fam stocks. So I will never short this. I will always hold a position. And again, I still believe in the long term of all these companies, although the short term still looks sus. Okay, so let's close out with Mara and Riot. Mara. If you guys remember last week, we were saying Mara is super likely to play out this head and shoulders at the very least. Conservative play of this head and shoulders. Again, shoulder. Big old head, fat head, big brain. And then the other shoulder, which we did break in the wake of all this, just the carnage that's gone down over the past couple of trading sessions. Right now, Mara also looks bad. I mean, I do think it's likely, and this is what I thought was going to happen the whole time, honestly, and especially in the wake of the subpoena. Mara to me, got way overhyped super fast, and that was also visible in the way I saw a lot of people talking about it as well. So, again, you guys, if you traded it, if you were able to get out up here, congrats to you for real. Like, if you traded this properly, congrats to you. That's awesome. But this Mara was so obviously so obviously overhyped, and it only makes sense that we're seeing a significant correction, especially following the fundamental headwinds that are in the way of Mara. Okay, so at this point, Mara also looks very bad. I mean, you guys can make the same trend lines here. Of course, you guys always go into the charts for yourself, make your own trend lines. We'll call that Mara's trend line. So Mara definitely has, I think, a little less bounce potential than, I mean, that's still a big bounce. If we go from $42 to like $50 or $49, $50 to test the resistance on this downtrend, that's a good short-term trade. But we are still in a series of very lower highs and lower lows. It only makes sense to me that we're probably on our way to set a lower low while also resolving the full spectrum of this head and shoulders, the base of which is at about $30.30. Conservatively, let's call this the base right here at 33, whole bunch of threes here. So I do think Mara, although almost getting down there in this candle just earlier today, I do think Mara will come down to at least like $33, maybe go sideways from there. And I meant to say this about Riot, but you guys, I don't think, unless Bitcoin starts unless Bitcoin sees, 48K, 40K, 35K, unless Bitcoin really starts tanking, if the S&P starts tanking, if the NASDAQ starts tanking, if everything flips bearish, then these as hyper-growth stocks that have seen a lot of appreciation over the past year or so will probably tank. But if things just slow down, because you guys, the dollar is still, although right now doing decently, is still like on track of not debasement, but the dollar over time will go down. Everyone knows that. There's more retail in the game. There's more educated individuals in the game who understand that. So will we see a crash any more significant than we did over the past week or two? I don't think so. Will we see some downside? Will we see zigzag in like what I think is most likely for a lot of these, if I'm being honest, is just sideways price action in these ranges. So if like Riot from like maybe $30 to $45, that range, we just trade sideways there. But again, if we don't see new all-time highs in Bitcoin, there's no chance that we're going to see new all-time highs in Bitcoin miners, okay? So heavily reliant on Bitcoin. But again, if you guys have a long-term time horizon, maybe pick up, maybe don't be afraid to pick up some of these names that you believe in long term at some flash crash discounts. Okay, so let's close out with Bitfarms. Bitfarms played out pretty, just to kind of pat ourselves on the back from a trading perspective. Bitfarms played out pretty damn close to what we were thinking almost initially from this two wave. So big move up, classic two-wave pattern right here. Nice parabolic move up, bubble pops, capitulation, hesitation, followed by that next big move up, that next big move to the upside. Great volume here. Second wave, stronger than the first one. Replicating the percentage gain on the first wave to the second wave. Came within a few basis points of that. Like we got up to, I think the high. Where's the high here? Sorry, move that. Okay, I guess not really, but the high here, we got to like 933. We're thinking we're going to get up to like 995, so pretty damn close. And again, didn't trade that perfectly, but I did exit my Bitfarms position. I believe the majority of it, at least around kind of this area before the big crash we saw, to hedge my portfolios in the wake of, again, just Bitcoin absolutely freaking shit in the bed, if I'm being honest. So Bitfarms, again, followed suit, and all the miners are going to look the same, you guys. Bitcoin falls off a cliff. Miners are going to as well. And right now, Bitfarms is not looking good. But from a more macro perspective, if you want to make the bull case for Bitfarms, high, low, higher high, we could be basing a big old higher low on in the prep for the third wave and fourth wave and waves to come, okay? So Bitfarms, good company. Fundamentally, from an operational perspective, Bitfarms is a solid Bitcoin mining operation. But again, if Bitcoin doesn't perform, Bitfarms is not likely to perform. My kind of buy range, longer term buy range, is going to be in this area, just where Bitfarms has spent a lot of time in the past. Previous ceilings, previous floors. My absolute downside price target for Bitfarms is going to be about $4.40. I mean, obviously, we could see new lows. Just in July of this year, Bitfarms was like $2.80. So if Bitcoin, if Bitcoin makes its way back down to 30K, 30 racks, it wouldn't surprise me to see Bitfarms down to like 250, okay? But again, because I think Bitcoin is not going to crash, I think Bitcoin may see more downside, but ultimately I do think we're going to be trading in a range sideways. I do think it's more likely that Bitcoin miners don't crash, but rather see kind of some sideways price action and trade with volatility. You're going to see a lot of zigzagging, but within a range. And that's kind of my assumption. And again, you guys, if you're bullish on these plays from a fundamental perspective like I am, this is not this is a very dangerous market to be trying to day trade in, to try to even short-term swing trade in. So again, you guys, if you have long-term conviction, don't be afraid to buy these at a discount, especially when there's so much blood in the water, there's so much emotion. You can be a shark in these bloody waters and pick up some great names from a long-term perspective at discounted rates. Okay, so let me know down below once again what you guys are thinking about Bitcoin miners at the moment. Are you bullish or are you bearish, and why? And yeah, once again, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you next time, and until then, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.